G'day mate, Warwick's chainsaw. Been washed up, almost a full can of degreaser. I degreased it 3 times. Now when you do stuff like this, don't be too hasty, plan what you're doing. It's so easy to put more in the exhaust system. It's not funny, so be careful when you do it. Spray around the edge of the exhaust, literally or liberally, more like that. In here, clean it all up, let it sit, go do something, come back and get the garden hose and make sure you screw it and pointing the right way you want it. I screwed it in here and washed it all out, re-degreased it and re-degreased it, so it's a lot cleaner than what it was. So I've cleaned all that cup here up. 2 reasons, so I can see what I'm doing work-wise, and also to see if there's another leak somewhere else. I've dumped the oil out, but it could be possibly leaking where that crack is there. So sorry. Look, that crack there might go further up into the saw. I don't think so, but anything's possible because you can see that plastic doesn't go that far up. So I'm not sure. I don't think it's in the tank. The oil tank's managing that part there. So I'll go for this whole saw. I'll pull the muffler off. Check the piston. Just service it. Clean out any carbon deposits if possible or if needed, and then I'll move on to doing the oil pickup and plugs and stuff, and just to see what was actually wrong. I think what's happening is the oil inside the oil pickup has been squished for so long that it's not sitting the way it should. So instead of being like a hose with a what do you call it, an oil ring on one end, it's squashed and flattened right out. So it's just not pinching the way it should. These saws probably 20 years old now. It's just part of servicing things, but I hate throwing things away. And a lot of things can be fixed and fixed quite easily. So, yeah, we'll get on this thing. I'll pull the muffler off first and see what it looks like. Right, I got the muffler ready to come off. I haven't done it yet, but there's just 2 nuts, 8mm tool to get them off. So I'll take the cover off. I'll actually slide the whole thing out first. So there's the cover. I'll put you down so you see what I'm doing, or what I'm talking about anyway. Now, there's the spark arrestor guard there. Just in here. Now, if you saw idle but won't rev up, but it was revving up, it could be a spark arrestor guide. If anyone's ever interested, there is there. So what happens? The spark arrestor gets carbon and you can't see through it. Well, this one's a few blocked, but nothing to really worry about. If it is blocked, what you do is you get one of these map gas or blowtorch, map gas better, and get these and heat that metal guard up on something that won't burn, and heat it till it goes red hot, and it'll burn the carbon out. Get a rubber screwdriver, hit it again, and it's right to go again. And they do. I find this a lot in movie studios and blowers and stuff like that, and that stops you from revving up. Look, it'll sit there with no worries at all, idle, because it's got a small little exit hole, and that's it. But as soon as you try and put more out, it's just bleh, it might go. So I'll have a look at the motor. My table's screwed up hard against the wall, so I can't lose stuff on the floor. So the muffler looks alright. The holes and stuff. Bit of carbon, it needs to be tuned, it's running too rich. But that's a good sign though. Means you should have a good motor. So I'll put it on the side, push up against the wall there. Nothing can fall down there because it's screwed up tight. Normally I have a magnet jar there, and I put everything in the magnet, but it's been used at the moment by my Solo 680. So what have we got? Can't get used to that. Okay, there's the motor. And it looks really good, so that's fine. I've got no problem with that. No problem at all. Yep. Go that way. Go that way, Kevin. No scratches or marks or anything. Can't even pull over one hand, it's a bit hard. That looks alright. It's a bit wet and a bit rich, but I'll tune that. There's a bit of marks on the back. Oh, there's quite a few marks. I wonder if I can get a picture of that. Oh, that might be a bit for me clean. I cleaned it. I did start and run this thing after I cleaned it, so it can't. It just needs to be run a bit longer. But that's fine. That matter. So I'll move on to getting the oil pump apart. Now I've drained the oil. I drained the petrol yesterday. Cleaned it all up. And usually when you finish doing all this, you spray WD-40 over all this and give it a quick wipe, or light machining oil. Just get a rag and give it a quick wipe because it keeps it shine and everything. It makes it look good. But yeah, I've cleaned it up pretty good. So I'll pull the starter cover off, clean it, WD-40 and grease and everything. I'll probably put grease where the spring is and check all that. So there's no issues. I want to make this so work in front of the back is 4-wheel drive, and go shooting or whatever you want to do 4-wheel drive, and everything will be fine. Now these are a clamshell motor, so you can see there is a base plate in that motor. So the whole motor comes out as a 1 unit. Bigger saws have got a die-cast chassis. It's one that's all plastic. So one of the other things I have seen, there's a breather hole just there in the tank. That's for your oil. So as you use oil and it comes out, it sucks the air back in that hole. Or if it's a really hot day, it'll breathe air out that hole. Now, some saws have a breather hole here, like saws do, and some saws bleed oil everywhere, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's the way they are, the way they're designed, which is pretty poor, really. But that one there might be the bleed off line. Yeah, there's the bleed hole for that. Might have two. Maybe not. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know what those in. So it has a side mount one, so it could be leaking out of that. I've seen that before. But anyway, we'll pull this apart and check out everything and renew it. I've got a new clutch and all, new pump and all stuff. Anyway, I'll show you in a sec. Okay, I had a good look. The oil pickup on this is, I'll point to it, just there. Get a bit closer. Right, where am I? I'm here. Just there is the oil pickup. Always kicks in when you don't want it to kick in. So as I was saying, that's the oil pickup line just there. You can see there's a white plastic thing there, goes to the oil pump, I imagine. Can't really see. Elbow, yeah, goes to the pump. So what it means to me, I have to pull the handlebar off. I'll strip the handlebars off, and they'll give me full access to everything. But at the moment, I can't get to it. The handlebars, there's no choice, but they have to come off because to get to that oil pump itself, the pump's underneath that handle just there. But it's pretty easy. I'll show you. You got to remove these plastic guides here. The one there. I pull that plug, and that plug there. That's it. Free plugs. Yeah, free plugs. Yeah. Alright, so I'll give myself a big screwdriver and I'll show you guys how to pull one of them out anyway. It's not hard. Just don't break things at all. Right, a big screwdriver. So you want something, this might be too big. You want something with a wide end to it so you don't break things. Set you off so you can see what I'm doing. I'll do this one off screen, that one, because it's down deep, pretty pushed in. So you got two flat parts on your plugs, I suppose you call them, locking plugs. Put your screwdriver in and gently, it's like a knob at the end, like a dick. You gently pull it out. Don't rush it, let it come out in its own time. And sometimes you have to have two screwdrivers. Leave both sides. All the little Chinese saws are the same like this. But this is very dry. And you can break them too. Come on. We're going to pull it out with your finger now. There you go. So that's the plug. Like it's not got a knob on the end of it. So that goes in, that locks it in. Behind that's a T27, I'd say, screw. So I'll pull all these out and we'll move on from that. Okay, I've got the plugs out. Now what you're going to make sure, some saws are different. I don't know every saw and all the rest. But the plug, always check your plugs to see if they're all the same. One might be deeper, one might not. These ones are all the same, it appears to me, no difference. I have had some saws where the knob's bigger than the other, and some of the length was different, so you got to get the right length. Now, one tip I will say, because I've done it myself, make sure you check your torque bits. I made a mistake once and used a T25, and I raised my 225 and 227 hole. So make sure they fit properly. That's a nice tight fit. Otherwise, you ran them off and you've got to buy more tools. It's so easy to do if you're doing a tight. I think it was on an exhaust bottle. Yeah, not thinking blut and break me tool. Now, I try not to go too fast because these are into plastic. I'll leave them for a sec though. I was going to say we need to have a look how the handle's connected to the saw, but how's the throttle linkage connected to the rest of the saw. So undone this comes up, full choked, so I get the cover off. Well, that's all that. Okay, so typical stihl. If I take, look, the whole top cover's gonna come off. Wow, that's really complicated little bugger. So top cover's gonna come off, the cover's gonna come off. Yep, the whole cover, carby, everything. So I pull this carby off, so I can pull the linkage off. Oh well, hey, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Hang on, before I do that, guys, we'll work this out first. You still guys are probably going, what are you doing that for? I just realised it's actually connected underneath the bottom here. It's got screws there. So if I can disconnect that, it makes this handle free from the rest. I wonder if that will make enough access to the rest. If that's the case, there's no chance of dirt and crap inside the cylinder, because you start pulling up where the air filter and all those, it causes the issue with dirt and filth. So I'll move you back there. So we're screwing there, yes. Same goes to these screws. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're a specialty screw. So lay them all beside each other so you can have a look. Right, that's the four of them. That's two. 3. Where's that fourth one? Oh, it's in the bottom still. Oh. Then when it come out. Oh, I should kind of just turn it up and shake it. There we go. That's 4-1. Undo the handle. Under here, gently, because screws get into plastic. Even though it's plastic, you go too fast, it heats up and it won't really attach themselves again. It goes slow. That was a self-tapping screw for timber, really. A lot of the same screws too. Which makes it handy. Because sometimes screws, you think, I pull things apart. I just use videoing as an issue so I can remember what's going on, but you pull things apart and get back to a month later when your parts come in, it's hard to remember what that goes. So I'm going to pull that out past that to do that. Maybe it's still going to come off. That's a silly idea. Screws there, screws there. Screws there. into that down. Alright, like that. Okay, simple enough. You don't want to put too much pressure on the handle, you'll snap it, so don't force things, just take your time, have a good look. Right, so I remember now will be from the back onto the front when I refit it. So now that's off, so put it down here in the box. So the cover, top cover stays on there. Actually another anti-vibe up here. So that's alright. And there's the oil pump and stuff there. So yeah, makes it easy. So there's the pump, pickup line. So we'll pull the clutch cover off because I did notice the clutch cover on this was as I revved it, I put my finger on the actual drive drum. I don't normally do that, but I didn't want to lower properly, and I touched the clutch drum, and it wanted to keep going. And it wasn't that the clutch was engaging; it must have dirt in there, so from the oil. So yeah, I'll take this clip off. I should show you guys. I put my finger on the outside edge of that clip. Put a screwdriver there and just gently push it and turn it, it goes pop, and you can actually feel wake your finger quite hard. That way you don't lose them. And they go flying across the shed and you disappear forever. So it's washer off, clutch. Now the clutch is alright. So yeah, have a look inside the clutch. Filth and dirt, that's what it is. So the clutch was riding on that. At least it's not dry. I've seen a lot of these, the bearing inside here's crap. So I'll take that off and clean all that up inside there, and I'll degrease it and clean the clutch up. I'll re-grease that bearing, but you don't put too much grease in there because the grease ends up back on the clutch, so it's a waste of time. But it still needs to be lubed. Anyway, I'll pull that off. Get you guys back up again. This is mainly for videos for guys who want to be able to do this. That bearing, the bearing felt alright with that clutch like that. The bearing wasn't worn yet. It wasn't no sideways play and stuff. So that felt alright. So I'll keep that in a clean area. You don't want crap in your bearing. Keep it separate. I know where it is. I need to get that clutch off, and it should come off reasonably easy. If it doesn't, I'll get a bigger tool out. So 19mm impact socket. I'm using a 1/4 inch drive impact. Now clockwise. Only one I've ever found any two-stroke power saw was the TS800. It went anti-clockwise to get off. This one's clockwise, the left-hand front. Simple as that, see? You couldn't do it by hand very easily. That's why I was so surprised when I did that G272. It was so hard to get that off. The clutch. Springs are alright, none of them are broken or loose. That feels alright. I got a new one of these in the shed actually. Then there's a washer. Come on. I can get my fingernails underneath it, hook it. I pushed it back in. Come on. Hold me tongue right. So see the washer, it's got lumps and bumps. Pay attention to which way it goes in. Sometimes they have it written on this side up or whatever. Bugger thing. My daughter cut my nails too short. Come on, I'll get a screwdriver. Hang on, put it that way. So a screwdriver in your fingernail. So you can see there's a lump this side that's facing out. So you can look for things like that. If you don't do things like that, you cause your clutch to engage while it runs, and it won't idle. It'll just stall because the try and drive the chain. Right, it's written there too. It says top. If you guys can see that. Oh, yeah, bro. So that says top on top of that. Hopefully that it comes up on the camera. Now, I'll check the worm drive. Worm drive looks pretty good. I will compare the kit I got. I'm not sure if I used the kit worm drive or not now. It looks good. It had no wear or play, nothing in it. So I'm still on spec, but just you can look at things like if the worm drive looked like it had wear in it. If you had a store that an arborist used it every day, you'd see like a groove mark where the cog right on white on the this worm drive. So, but that looks clean. Looks like new still. The Chinese ones don't have the same quality sometimes, even though these were probably made in China. So I'll put that over there. Now, to get access to the oil pump is quite tricky, but yeah, it's easy enough. You'll see. So see why in a sec. Now I might do this part by hand. So I'll get my hand tool. I know it's the right one because it's the T27 is worn off the handle. I've been used it many times. Even though I'm not into stills, just part and parcel of tools. So I'll take this oil pump cover off. It could be leaking through here. I doubt. I think it's the pickup line. So pull the screw out. Keep this one separate because I'd say this will be different from everything else. Yeah, it's short. I'll zoom you guys in. That's yeah, should be able to see that. Tiny little screwdriver and try and wheel it around without oh god, it's hard to film and do what you could do. Where are we? There. So I'll try and sit here, a screwdriver below it, and try and get the wiggle. Because I use sealant there. And a little bit. Once it wants to come, I'll be able to move it easily. Let's go this way. This side. Right. There you go. There's an O-ring. See that? There you go. So just there's an O-ring. It could be leaking out of that, but I'd say it's the pickup part. Now the O-rings look like squashed too. So that'd be a specialised part that they wouldn't want to break that. So hopefully the kit will have both parts. The oil pump, oil pickup pipe. Should pop out. Just be gentle, don't push it. Don't rush. Rush doesn't get nothing done. Don't do it when you're drunk because you'll break a thing. That's it, comes out. Crazy, all these small seals the same way. It comes out just like that. So you want to check your filter and make sure it's clean. Bit of debris in there. I'll get some degrease the tank, get some petrol in the tank, give it a good swirl in and clean it out, compress air and all that crap, but make sure it's clean. But that rubber part there looks squashed. That's probably where it's leaking, I'd say. Yeah, it'd be leaking there. Looks a bit flat to me. And I'll put the new one with a bit of fuel, what do you call it? Fuel doesn't worry, so I'll put that fuel cylinder around this so it doesn't leak because of fuel. Now with the oil pump, there's a trick to these things. I saw it in a video a while back. Well, a while back for me, it's probably 5-10 years ago. So separate them. push them far enough away that I don't knock them off on the table. Now, how can I do this? How can I do this? Right. Now the oil pump's there, and it's threaded. So what you do is you get a bolt off the exhaust. So put it back there. Pull your deflector plate off and gasket gently. Don't bust them. Sometimes you touch the gasket and the thing's buggered. You see it's coming off now in one piece. They're meant to come off if you're doing a full service. You want to have a look what's going on, but they don't always come off. Just do a mental note on how it comes off. Gently, Kevin. Pull the aluminium deflector. Same goes to this. See the lumps and bumps? They face out. Alright, so I'll clean that too. Lumps and bumps are out. And what you do is now pull both bolts out. Just get around the rods so they don't fall out. Now, these bolts share the same thread at the end as what the oil pump does, funny enough. Like I did it on purpose. So what you do is you thread this in that pump and it gives you something to pull the pump out with. Not sure how tight it'll be, but there you go. That's the oil pump. Now there's a groove, one side, the other side. So I've got to make sure I put the back in the right way. But, yeah, it's as simple as that. So I'll check it. It's a bit of wear mark on that, but I'll just replace it and send these parts back to Warwick. If you want something, you can use them. If you don't, throw them in the bin. But yeah, that's how that comes out. It should be, that big part will probably go back towards the front. I'll have to look at the video online somewhere, probably. Make sure that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that way. So they'll line back towards the back of the saw. But there's actual holes in the pipe that's here, and these oil pumps, the holes are line up to them. So if you put it the wrong way, you put it up, say 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, be wrong, it needs to be 3 and 9, something like that. But anyway, a lot of times you'll see it, but you don't have to push it in very hard, but that just goes back in like that. A lot of times they got yeah, there's a picture there. You see that picture? You guys see that? There's a picture just there that shows you the shape of that pump. So that groove does go backwards. So you see that groove just there? That faces the back of the saw, just the same as that picture. So you push them in like that. Push him in. Go back in. Like that. That's it. And put it all back together with new parts, and out you go. So it's pretty simple. It's just simple. There you go. It's back out. So it's not hard, but use your exhaust bolt and Bob's your uncle type thing. But yeah, I was quite impressed with that idea when I saw it years ago, because normally you go looking for a bolt and think, what the hell bolt? Be a 4mm metric bolt. But now I'll get the parts. So these are the parts. I've got a new pickup oil line, a new filter, a new pump, a new worm drive. So I might as well just throw them all in there. I can't see it should work. I can't use the factory one, but to me it looks exactly the same. So yeah, I'll put the new one in there. Yeah, it looks the same. But the part they don't have, which is surprising, if you go to the problem of replacing all that, you would think they put a new O-ring. So I'm a bit surprised about that. And the O-ring, in retrospect, looking at it now, it looks a bit squished. So I have O-rings in the shed. They're green ones. I'm not sure what they're for, but I thought the air conditioners and all that. But I'll put a new O-ring in there if I can find one the right size. Put some what do they call it? Hang on, motor technically inside. Hang on, guys. I'll put some motor stihl. Gasket magnet, so it's fuel resistant. That's what I want to say. fuel resistant, I'll put on the O-ring, but you gotta make sure when you do this sort of stuff, you do not block the actual hole where the oil goes in or out. So if you do that, you'll be scratching your head. Why doesn't it pump oil? And I've done myself, so it's not hard to do. So I wait for a little bit of oil in there and go plonk straight in. But I'd say that part there is what's leaking a tiny little bit. And as soon as it gets hot, it's under a bit of pressure, more comes out. On a hot day in Australia, say 40 degrees or plus, it'd be weeping like a bitch in the shed and wet in the floor. So just go watch this video in reverse, put your pump and all the stuff back in, put your handle back on the way I showed in the video how it comes off, and that's it. So I'll service the rest of it. I'll clean the clutch and all the crap up. So I'll clean all in here, and so it's got no crap in there, and make sure it runs right, and give it a tune up, put a chain and bar on it, make sure it runs the way it should run, and I'll send you back to Warwick. Right guys, another video in the can. You know, I'm going to sit down tonight and have a couple of strongbows. Just a couple, but yeah, just to relax. Anyway, all the kids are playing. My son's playing basketball, my daughter's playing soccer, wife's chasing after them. Yeah, been a big day. I've done probably, I don't know, 2 tons of firewood splitting today. But anyway guys, over and out, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.